This meeting is being recorded.
There we go. Who is so excited about convention? Oh my gosh, I can only see a few of your screens. I am so excited about convention. I have not been on a Plexus trip since last convention because they've all been out of the country and we didn't have a passport for Jack. So I'm so excited. I can't even wait. So excited to see all your beautiful faces. And of course, for all of you to meet baby Jack. But also there are some really cool things happening at convention, a couple that I know about, and you will not want to miss it. You can still register for convention, y'all. They've extended that. You can register up until like right before convention. Hotel rooms are not super expensive. I think they're still really cheap at the Link, which is a really nice hotel. L-I-N-Q is how you spell it. When I say really cheap, I mean like double beds for $31 a night. What in the world? That beats Nashville last year, right? So you can still come. So make sure your team knows that they can still register to come. And if it's someone who's kind of on the fence about the business, tell them, say, that's why you need to be there. I need you to see. It's like Plexus in 4K, right? It's like all the things Plexus, they roll out the red carpet, they have the amazing speakers, they don't want to miss it. If you have someone whose spouse is on the fence about Plexus, see if there's any way their spouse would come with them to convention. I've heard it more than once. My husband was kind of on the fence about this, and then he came to convention and he fell in love with Plexus. So just a little reminder there. I cannot wait to see you all and all the fun, wonderful things. If you've been to convention before, you know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. And this year is going to be even better. So I'm so excited. Plus, we're having a Barbie party. Who doesn't want to go to a Barbie party, right? Hey, Barbie. Anyways, I'm super excited. Can y'all tell? Guys, we've got amazing deals happening again this month in the month of June. Newbies can get new VIPs can get $20 off. You can get your double business building bonuses. Guys, that money can add up fast, those double business building bonuses. Who knows what I'm talking about? Our product of the season is Plexus Sleep. Are you guys as in love with Plexus Sleep as I am? It is incredible. I absolutely love that product. And then, of course, your current VIPs who didn't order last month can get $10 off if they order this month. And then we also have the rank reward bonuses. There's so many amazing things happening. I want to share one little quick thing, and then I'm going to turn this over to our amazing speaker who I'm so excited about tonight. Guys, I just shared a live on my Facebook page, and I'm going to summarize it in like 30 seconds. I really stopped, not on purpose, but I stopped really taking care of myself when Jack came along. It wasn't on purpose. It was one of those things where you're taking care of another person. You guys get it as moms. You're taking care of another person all the time. You forget to take your supplements. You're too tired at night. Like literally walking to the kitchen to get the ProBio is exhausting, all the things. And I was hi Karen. I was super duper hit and miss with my products. Like when I say super, I mean super. I took Active and Hydrate every day. The rest of them, it was like when I thought of it. About a month and a half to 2 months ago, I was rocking Jack and I said, baby, I will do anything for you. And the Lord convicted me with, you say you will do anything for this child, but you're not taking care of yourself. And I started back on my products religiously, faithfully. That is including 3 trips that we went on. You can travel and do our products. And guys, I'm down 23 pounds. I know, like, I'm so excited. So what I've learned is, guys, our products work, but you do have to take them. They can't just sit on the counter or in a cabinet. You do have to take them. So I'm so excited. I love our products. I have so much belief in them and back on them faithfully. So my sweet friend tonight, who is speaking on our call, we got to know each other when we were on the compliance focus group. Everybody hates that word, but I know that we both learned like tons, and I have so much respect for compliance now, and I want to be compliant in all the things because of how well they protect us. So Sue and I were both on that focus group for 2 years. They extended it. It's normally just a year, and they extended another year. And she also works this business with her sister. Now, she and her sister are twins. So if you see her at convention, make sure it's actually her and not Sally. Okay. But they are twins. But I love that. Of course, you guys know Jana and I do our business together too. So Sue, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you. She said, how long have you been? Tell just a short, if you're not going to tell your story, tell us just a little bit about your story, how long you've been with Plexus and how long you've been a Diamond Ambassador.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. I'm so honored to be here tonight. Thank you for asking me. And yes, I was just going to share a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to go into just a little bit of some training and a little story, actually. So yes, my name is Sue Yount. I have been with Plexus for, it'll be 9 years next month. 9 years. I enrolled in 2015. Under Jamie Haskin. That name is probably familiar to some of you. She's a very prominent diamond in Plexus, and very thankful that she is my sponsor. And then I enrolled my sister, like Amber said, my twin sister, about 2 weeks after I did. And we completely ran together. I went diamond in 5 years. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because here's one reason why. My twin sister and I, she actually went diamond before me. So you can pass your upline, just so you know. And it's a good thing. You want them to. And so we started, and we were right out of the gate. We knew this was something special and wanted to share. And we live about 10 miles from each other. Okay. We have the same friends, same community. We go to the same church, same school. And then Jamie, who is my sponsor, she lives about 20 minutes from me, same church, same school, a lot of the same friends, although she's several years younger than me, know a lot of the same people. And then Sally enrolled Chris Rosencrantz, who may sound familiar to some of you as well. And she lived, I'm in Michigan. Sorry, I should have said that. I'm in northern Michigan. And Chris lived about 2 hours south of us in Holland, Michigan. And so what all this to say is that if anyone ever tells you that the area you're in is saturated, it's not, because here's 4 of us who all went diamond within 5 years, who live 2 hours from each other in Michigan, who live in pretty much the same communities. It is truly about your connections and who you know, right? So Sal is my strongest leg, and Chris is her strongest leg. And the reason this worked is because Sal enrolled Chris, who was her college roommate at Dordt College in Iowa. And so she had that connection with her, and Chris had, then that whole leg, that whole connection, and that whole network. And so it's really, truly about who you know. And so don't let that stop you. Don't let that be a fearful thing that keeping you from sharing, is that the area is too saturated, or, oh, I can't go diamond because, or I can't go emerald, or whatever it may be. So just keep focusing on and working, all right, and sharing your business and thinking about those people that may be in your life or your network, that you can share with. So, okay. I'm in Michigan. Like I said, I'm a mom to 5. I'm a Mimi to 2, a little boy and a little girl who are completely have stolen my heart, and I would do anything for them. It's so fun being a grandma. And so I spend a lot of time with her, my daughter and her kids. And Mike and I, my husband, we have 2 left in high school, 2 married, and 1 in a serious relationship. And so we're getting to the point in our lives where we were just thinking about the future and when our kids are gone and what we're going to do together. And I just kept having this nudge and this dream of starting a homestead. And I've always loved to like garden, and I love the outdoors. I love animals. I love natural things. And it just made sense for us. And so recently we have started a homestead, and we have 4 beef cattle. We have 30 chickens. We have 6 quail that we eat. We eat their quail the eggs. They're very, very good for you. And we have 5 pigs, and we have a big greenhouse, a garden. And so we are all about just trying to start living off the land more and be self-reliant. And just, I wouldn't call us like preppers, but yeah, I think we might be kind of walking down that path. When COVID hit, my first grandson was born that next year, and it was kind of like an eye opener. Be like, okay, what are we spending our time on, and what can we do to like just ready ourselves if something like that happens again? So has really been important to us. And so that is kind of what fills my days alongside Plexus. And it's just been a lot of fun. So that's a little bit about myself. But tonight I wanted to share something I shared with my team. Oh, it's been a few months ago. And I want to really challenge and ask you to channel your inner second grader tonight, and just get comfy and cozy and pretend you're on the reading rug and put your listening ears on, and get started with some training. And then I'm gonna actually read you a story tonight. Okay, so we're going to talk about potential. What is potential? Potential is having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. And human potential is the innate ability of every person to live and perform in alignment with their highest self. It's a combination of both outer work and inner work, right? I'm sure you guys know that. This means mindset as much as anything. I don't know if your team talks a lot about mindset, but we do over here with our team. And potential is something we all have. We all have it. But what's sad is that a lot of people fail to reach their full potential because they're actually unaware of it. They're actually unaware of their actual potential in the first place. And so in any area of expertise, performance and talent, there's typically less than a 10% overlap between how good people are and how good people think they are. And so think about that. Do you realize what that means? People typically view themselves as mediocre, and when in fact, they really do have incredible skills and talents. Despite the fact that everyone has greatness built in, the vast majority of people honestly don't reach their full potential in their lifetime, which is so sad to me. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Zig Ziglar. He says that we were designed for greatness and built to do incredible things. So why is it that so few actually do in spite of their capabilities and talents, right? There's many reasons. Some have maybe been raised with a low ceiling of expectations for what they can become, based on how you were raised, where, and they aren't aware of the potential they have, or that they could pursue a more fulfilling life. And also fear. Fear is another one, and it's called the Jonah complex. It's the fear of success or the fear of being one's best. This fear prevents self-actualization or the realization of one's potential. It is the fear of one's own greatness, the evasion of one's destiny, the avoidance of exercising one's talents, other things like health issues, family stress, a second or third job, right? Other life obligations can all compete for your energy and time, and they can make it challenging for you to fully commit to personal growth, to development, to finding your true potential. And I want to try and change that tonight for all of us. I don't want anything to hold you guys back from finding your true potential. And so that starts with self-actualization. And this is the realization of your talents and potentials, and realizing that you honestly were made for big things and you were made to help people. Just realizing that you can conquer your fears and do the hard things. Realizing that you can get to the top of this company, realizing that you are really good at public speaking and should make a video on your team page or go live. I don't know if that scares you, but it does a lot of my girls. Realizing that you're a leader and you have excellent leadership qualities. You're a very good recruiter, right? Realizing that product ingredients are your expertise, and maybe you should make a post about it. Realizing that you are the one that's probably holding you back. And that's hard to realize, but you are probably the one that's holding you back. And honestly, there's no need to compare yourself with anyone. So realizing that is huge, because God made you exactly who you're supposed to be. And realizing that you need to get over yourself, and probably just message those people on your chicken list. I don't know if you guys have chicken lists, but we do. And that you can be self-disciplined and you can get your IPA done that day, all in the same day, right? Realizing that you can stay up 30 minutes later for a team call or for book club. And that you maybe can get up in on the stage in front of 5,000 people and make a presentation if you're asked to, right? Do any of these sound like you? Just drop it in the comments if so. So there's several different ways to realize and live out your full potential. And if you don't have a pen and paper, you might want to grab one, because I'm going to list 10 ways to do this. And number one, is develop a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Develop a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. This means that you are viewing challenges as opportunities instead of avoiding them. Okay. And you're understanding failures as an opportunity to grow, and also to celebrate your small wins. Okay. You're prioritizing that learning over seeking approval. Okay. Number two is taking action. Taking action. Action conquers fear. We say that all the time over here. Action conquers fear. The more you do it, the less fearful it becomes. And you're not going to get anywhere in your business or in life if you don't take action. Okay. Number three is focusing on the big picture. Focusing on the big picture. Reassess. Okay. What are the primary questions that drive your life? The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. Okay. So focus on the big picture. Think about that. Number four, time management. That can be hard for some of us. We're all busy with our own things. Time management is a must, though, if you want to grow. It is one of the most important elements of self-management and being our own boss. Okay. Not enough time is one of the biggest obstacles that gets in the way of reaching your goals and your full potential. So, time management. Number 5 is develop goals. Develop goals. We all know goal setting is very important. Whether that be small goals, big goals, you need to be setting goals in your business. You need to be setting goals in your life. Most of us have to-do lists, right? But I think we need to also create to-be lists, right? Instead of our to-do list or alongside our to-do list, create those to-be lists, okay? Visualize yourself as this new, improved version of yourself, and let that image really guide you and guide your actions in the moment. Number 6 is dream big. Okay. You have to have big dreams and then take small steps to fulfill those dreams. James Clear, I don't know if you guys read his book, Atomic Habits. If you haven't, I highly recommend that book, James Clear, Atomic Habits. He outlines the powerful 1% changes that accumulate over time, ultimately allowing you to fulfill your potential. And if you were to take a small step toward your big dream every day, that micro habit, what could you create daily by doing that? Okay, number 7 is don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. Has somebody already done what you want to do? If so, make it your business to learn their blueprint for success. Make it your business. Be willing to learn from the mistakes that others make. And it takes humility and an open mind, but honestly, the payoff can be huge. So don't reinvent the wheel. Number 8, practice discipline. Practice discipline. Persistence and discipline trump raw talent. We say that a lot too. Persistence and discipline trump raw talent, time and again. So block off time in your calendar to work towards your goals, right? Take time for reflection. That also allows you to strategize the best way forward. So take that time for reflection. Number 9, accept failure, and accept failure with self-compassion. Okay. Give yourself grace. No matter how we try to frame it, failure is not fun. It's not. But it is inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's going to be part of this journey. It's going to be part of the journey toward your full potential. Okay. Self-compassion strengthens resilience. So give yourself grace. Like I said, have compassion for yourself and give yourself grace in those failures. And then number 10 is take time to recharge. Okay, take time to recharge. Your journey toward your full potential it's a marathon, right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it may be something you will work toward your whole life, in fact. So make sure you're getting your cup filled. Okay, so now, whatever that means, you guys know yourselves well, so make sure your cups are getting filled. So those are 10 ways to realize our full potential. And now I want to read you a little story. When I was in Florida last year, we were out shopping one day in a bookstore. I could spend hours in bookstores, and I came across a book, and the cover just caught my eye because it said in the little thing, a story about the endless potential in all of us. And so I picked it up and started flipping through it, and I fell in love with the illustrations. It is just gorgeous illustrations. The paintings are just beautiful. And then I started reading it, obviously, and loved what it had to say. And my first thought was, I have to get this and read this to my grandkids over and over again as they grow up. It's just really good lessons. And after I got home and looked at it again and read it again, I realized how fitting it would be to share with teammates and with Plexus people. And so I want to read it to you. It's not very long, and maybe you guys have heard of it. It's called Maybe. We're going to read it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll try and show you the pictures. Have you ever wondered why you are here? You are the only one. No, you are the only you there ever has been or ever will be. You have so much to offer. Maybe you will invent something that no one has ever seen before. Maybe you will build things that reach high into the sky. Your life is yours. Try as many things as you can try. See as much as you can see. Wherever you go, take your hopes, pack your dreams, and never forget, it is on journeys that discoveries are made. Maybe you will help others to see the beauty in each day. Or maybe you will lift cheering crowds onto their feet. Do everything with love. Follow the Lord and see where it leads you. Maybe you are here to shine a light into places that have been dark for too long. Maybe you will speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Maybe you are here to help in ways that only you can. There will be struggles, there will be fears, and it won't always be easy. At times it will feel really hard, and you might make a mess of things. You may fall down. You may fail. But you will also get back up and you will rise a little stronger and a little taller because there really is more inside you than you know. And this world needs your gifts, your talents, your big ideas. And maybe you are just getting started. What if you are only scratching the surface of what you can do and who you can be? What if you have talents you haven't discovered yet? There is something powerful, even magical, about you. You already have everything it takes to do big things. Maybe you have no idea just how good you really can be. And maybe you don't know how much you matter. But maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting centuries for someone exactly like you. One thing is for sure, you are here. And because you are here, anything is possible.
Oh my goodness, Sue. I love that. And midway through, Jonathan brought me Jack because he had to run out, and it's making me teary. That's a beautiful little story.
You'll have to get it for a little Jack.
Absolutely.
But yes, I just thought it's really applicable for kids, but it's really applicable for us too, and especially in the business that we're in, right? And just yeah, we have a lot of potential, and I believe that for all of you, and want you to believe it for yourself. But this was really impactful for my team. I know like more than half of them went out and bought the book afterwards. It's like, so I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to share that with them tonight. So I hope it was meaningful, Amber, but thank
Hey,
you.
that's network marketing. You told them about the book
Yeah.
and went and bought it. Too bad you didn't get commission for that. Sue, thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to be buying that tonight. That is a beautiful little story. And as you were reading it, of course, I'm thinking of Jack, but then I'm thinking of how God thinks of us. He's
Yes.
our parent, he's our dad, our father, and those are his desires for us, and that's what he's saying to us. And that was really beautiful, and I loved all your points. I think my favorite one was number 9, accept failure with compassion and grace. I think that's
Mhm.
so important because I think we've probably all seen people in this business. They fail, and not by any fault of their own, but they shoot for a goal and they don't hit it, and we've seen them give up because it hurt and they didn't let it happen with compassion and grace. And so I absolutely love that. Do we have any questions tonight for Sue, Diamond Ambassador? Here it is. It can be about tonight's call. It can be about her pigs and chickens and quails. Preferably about Plexus, but it can be about those things. But I mean, she's a Diamond Ambassador. You got a chance here to ask her. She
Aw.
both are to ask her any questions. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself. Anybody? I don't like long lulls in the call. So
Aw.
okay.
I love the comments here too. Looks like
Yes. Go
some
through
people have already have it in their Amazon cart.
yes. Those comments are great. So here's a question for you, Sue. How long did it take you to get to Diamond? When did you start Plexus? I think she talked about this a little bit at the beginning. Just kind of reiterate those
Yeah.
those 2 questions.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I started Plexus 9 years ago next month. July. Yeah, July, end of July. I started 2015. And then it took me 5 years to get to Diamond.
Yep.
It's a roller coaster, but it's so worth
Great.
it. Yeah.
And I mentioned at the beginning, oh, he has my notebook. Sue also does this business with her sister, kind of like Jana and I, but they are twins. That's the difference. But love these gals. Did your points? Oh, this is a question you can decline to answer if you want. That's okay. Did your points ever go backwards?
Yep. No, that's okay.
Tell us
No.
about overcoming that obstacle.
What's that, hon?
Tell us about how you
Yeah.
overcame that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. When I went Emerald, I went back that the very next month after I went back, and I don't think I hit it for another 2 months. So yeah, it's hard, but you can't let that define you. Okay. Because it's just, you just got to accept that it's part of the journey, and especially the one that we're in network marketing. Because it's going to fluctuate, right? The ebbs and flows in sales and momentum, it's going to fluctuate. So just don't let that dishearten you. Don't let that, you know, make you feel like you need to give up or whatever, but it's just all part of it. And so I think you just got to channel, and honestly help it drives you. It'll drive you more, I think, right? When you see those points dropping, it's like, all right, let's go. So that's kind of what it did to me. And so it's all about just getting to work, you guys. Like I said, taking action. And so, yeah, several times in 9 years, my points have gone backwards. So,
Hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us, right?
Yes, yes.
And that's where you accept that with the grace and the love and the compassion, and then you move on. What did you say? Self-compassion strengthens resilience. I love that quote. That was fantastic. In those 5 years, here's another question. In those 5 years, did you ever feel, were you ever stuck at a certain rank?
I can't say. My journey was honestly pretty quick. I was probably at, so I can't remember if I was at Emerald or Sapphire the longest, but those are really big point jumps. And so again, don't let that scare you. Don't let that, keep you from doing the things. Because as long as you're working, it's going to happen. It took me 5 years, but I was working the whole time hard. And so
let me reference something you just said that I don't think you realize is as good as it was. If you keep working, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think some of us need to write that down and put it on our computers, put it at our desk, keep working. What was it you said? Action conquers fear. We had some people sharing some of their fears in the chat. I know there's Vicky. I don't know is Vicky still on here? Talked about how lives. I know I can call on Vicky, but and her not be upset with me. But lives really scare her. Anybody else going live on Facebook? Does it terrify you? Does it? I mean, it's okay if it does, but just remember that action conquers fear.
Yep.
I absolutely love that.
And the more you do those hard, scary things, the easier it's going to get.
Yeah.
The more often you go live, the easier it's going to get. So
the more often you have an event, the more often you host a Zoom call event or a Facebook event. Number one, you're going to get better at it. And so that fear is going to really start to go away.
Exactly. You're going to become more confident in it, and it's going to become easier for sure. Yeah.
Was there something that in this business, one specific thing that you can pinpoint that you had to really overcome a fear?
Yeah, I didn't very much like doing videos. I didn't really like doing this.
Yeah.
For my own team.
When we first started, Facebook Live wasn't there, so we could do a video, and if we didn't like it, we could redo it.
Yes. Right. I know you can't do that with the live.
No.
But you know what I love about lives is they're so real. They're so real. And if you screw up, people are going to know that you're just a real person. Okay. Yeah. And just being vulnerable, people can relate to that. Mm-hmm. I just find it so much easier to relate to people that, are stumbling over their words or whatever, you know what I mean? Because that's me. And so it's relatable. So I think they're really important. I think they're really effective.
Most people can't do perfect. So if you try to make it too perfect, they're not going to relate.
Yeah.
Do we have another question?
It doesn't exist.
Do you lead with the business or the product when you're talking to it?
Great question. It totally depends. Totally depends on whom I'm pursuing. If I'm scrolling and I see a post about someone can't sleep or they have IBS or whatever they're putting all over Facebook for everybody to see, I'm going to totally contact them about the product. But most of my my cold messages, I would say I'm really focusing more on Instagram right now. I grew my business. I grew to diamond on Facebook, but I'm really trying to grow my Instagram because there's more of a wide open market. I feel like over there because it's unlimited. I can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and that's not enough for me, and so I've grown to 37,000 followers on Instagram now. And it's been really good. It opens up a whole new network for people, and it's just a little bit more accepted, I think, what we do, social selling, because you see a lot of people doing the kind of the same thing over there. So I'm tending to lead more with the business over there right now. And but a lot of my cold messages on Facebook are also business related. Yes, because I want another leg or two. I'm really still trying to build. So that's my focus.
So someone, Sue, shared that Instagram scares her, and I think that
Yeah.
Sue McCain, not you, that Instagram scares her. And I think I'm so proud of Sue for saying that, because I think there's a lot of others on this call and others that will watch this that will relate to that. So tell us why Instagram shouldn't scare us, and tell us, if you can, how you grew to 37,000 followers.
Yeah, sure. I do have a YouTube call on it. I did a call for my team on Instagram, just Instagram ins and outs or whatever. If you're interested, go to my YouTube page. You can probably find that and watch the whole call. But I don't think you should be afraid of Instagram, because it's I just feel like right now it's almost more popular than Facebook, and it's kind of where it's at. And I know that I'm 47 years old. And so I'm a Facebooker. That's our generation, right? And so in Instagram, it's almost like that next generation. And so it I totally understand why it can be scary, because it seems overwhelming, like how to learn it and figure it all out, right? The algorithms, it's pretty different than Facebook. And so I think spending time on there a lot is going to help you figure it out most and quickly. And that's what I started doing. And my daughter actually helped me learn how to create reels. I don't honestly do posts. If you look at my Facebook and you look at my Instagram, they're very different. I am very strategic how I'm building my Instagram, because I'm very I have branded myself very well on Instagram. If you go to my profile, you can see, like, if you're visiting my profile, you're going to see exactly what you're going to get from me. The homestead community and all that, self-sufficiency, stuff like that. And so I post a lot about our farm and stuff like that. And then I sprinkle Plexus in my stories a lot. And then I sprinkle in about every 4 or 5, 6 reel that I do, I sprinkle in a Plexus reel. So people know it's just a part of my life. It's just what I do. And I've gotten a ton of interest. Last month I enrolled 6 people, 4 of them were off Instagram. And so it takes time. I started building last August, and I'm at 37,000 followers as of last week. And so it takes time. It takes consistency. I committed to myself that I was going to post 1 reel a day, and see what happens. And I grew because several of those reels went viral. And I think I have 1 reel that I gained 14,000 followers from, just because I'm relating with people. You're just being relatable. How do you transition from farm life to talk? Okay. Yeah. It's just part of my daily thing. If you scroll through some of my reels, you can see what I will post. But a lot of times it's in my stories too. I'm taking my pink drake out to my greenhouse, or my hydrate, because it's, getting warm here in Michigan, stuff like that. That's pretty easy. And then I'm just talking about it all the time. So
I love that. It's just a part of your life.
yes.
I love that. So if you look up in the comments, she posted her Instagram
Yes.
name.
7 in the woods. Yep. The number 7 in the woods on Instagram. Yeah.
Is it an Instagram name or an Instagram handle? What's the proper
That's a
terminology?
handle.
It's a handle.
Yep. Yep. Sherry has it up there. She has it.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I ask a question instead of typing it?
Of course.
Yes.
Lynn.
Okay, here's my question. So when I go to your Instagram, I think this is why it scares Sue. It doesn't scare me. I'm just frustrated about it. But here's the thing. So when I go to yours, I know it's all about farm life and all the things you're doing. I don't have one thing like that. Like,
Okay.
I make shirts and I make a lot of shirts, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to post about shirts because I can't make no more. Like, I'm so busy making shirts. If I post about it, I'm just gonna have all these people that want shirts. I want them to want plexus. I don't want them to want shirts as much. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm a grandma, I'm a nana, I'm with my grandkids a lot. My husband just retired. I mean, I got a lot of things, but not one thing.
Right.
I struggle with this all the time. I talk to my Emerald about it all the time.
Yeah.
Y'all talk about having niche, then they tell us we don't need a niche, and then it still don't grow. It's the
Yeah.
most frustrating thing I deal with every day.
Yeah.
Just gonna be honest. Let's just be
I
honest.
feel, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I think it is important to somewhat have a niche and to brand yourself a certain way. I don't think, do you need a niche to grow on Instagram? No, I don't think so. I really don't. But it honestly did help me. It did.
Well,
It
I mean,
did
mine
help
isn't
me.
growing, and I don't have one niche.
So
I
then
don't
you got
know
to
what
then you
to
got to do something different, right? You got to figure something out. So I would say try and focus on one or two things that you can share that will add value to people. So you said you're retired, right?
Well, I'm not retired. My husband retired. He just
Okay,
retired.
so your husband retired, right?
But,
So
but you do plexus full time.
I do plexus full time.
Yeah, that's her job. Yeah.
okay, yep, awesome. And you make lots of shirts.
And I walk every day. But you know, you can only show the trees and the leaves so many times.
Lynn, I
it's just
think
like
your niche could be fun grandma. You're so much fun. I think that right there could easily, like, I think sometimes we think about it too much when we're like, I don't have chickens and I don't have this certain.
No, it doesn't have to be
It can be
exactly
more broad, I feel
Yes.
like, and more
Yes.
general.
Yes,
I mean, I
agree.
put a reel up almost every day, but my Instagram is not growing. So you get to where you're just like, okay, well, I'll just go back to Facebook because I get a lot of links. I get a lot of comments there.
Well, then that's your answer. This is just me, and Sue, I want to hear from you. I don't mean to interrupt, but I think, Lynn, that's your answer. If you're getting success on Facebook, stay on Facebook.
Fine.
If you're getting success on Insta, stay on Instagram. Like,
I mean, Keith Callahan, a lot of people follow Keith Callahan. I do his book. I'm following him and stuff. And he says that. He says, wherever you work, wherever it works, just work it. But I feel like Sue said, I feel like Instagram gives us a broader area to grow if you can get it to grow it.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to
For
do.
me, I just felt like my market was drying up a little bit. And
well, I do too.
On Facebook. And so I knew I needed to try and find a new market and grow on Instagram. And so very true, Amber. All it takes is one reel. It's so true.
But you know what? It's really not true because I have friends who've had one go viral, like really viral, and they didn't get that many followers because we know it's all in proportion to how many followers you already have. You know, we know all that. But like on Facebook, I can post about, do you like your watermelon salty or plain? And have 2,000 answers. And I can put something else up that I think they really will answer, and you get 5. I'm like, how are we supposed to know what to do every day? It's like an interactive post and then a plexus post and then don't post. I mean,
I think, I think just don't overthink it. And I think realizing that Facebook and Instagram are very different in how you're gonna, how the algorithm works and how you're gonna grow and what you can't expect 40 comments on an Instagram post that you have on Facebook that you got 40 comments from, because it just doesn't work that way, you know? And so I think just understanding how that they're a different platform is going to help too.
Did I hear you say that you have a YouTube video all about Instagram?
I do.
Will you share that link with me so I
Yes.
can pass it along to everyone? That would be
Yes,
fantastic.
absolutely.
That would be amazing.
Yep, I can get it to you.
Do you agree though? Like if you're having success on Facebook, stay on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And it wasn't that I wasn't having success. Like I said, I grew to diamond on Facebook, but I was running into a lot of like people I was messaging or working with. They had already talked to someone
And that's probably because of what at the beginning with your sister doing it and Jamie doing it, and you guys all are in the same circle. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm looking for more business builders. So I knew I had to kind of branch out and learn something new. And so, but I'm no guru, you guys. I'm no expert in Instagram. I'm just sharing what's been working for me, and doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person at all. But yeah.
Well, thank you for that. I will be sure. Send me that link, Sue, and I'll be sure
do that.
to pass it along. What did Amber say? One thing that's helped me is not posting the same reels to both.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Okay. And then, people definitely want to see that YouTube video.
Yeah, sure. Yep. I just post, when I post a reel on Instagram, I don't have it automatically go to Facebook, but anything in my Instagram stories goes to my Facebook stories. Okay. So that's totally, I think can be popped to both. And I get way more views on Instagram than I do on Facebook on my stories. But can
yes, Lauren says that's helpful to know, and it is.
Yeah.
Love that. I would say keep working where it's working for you.
Yeah,
all the while
absolutely.
behind the scenes, you can keep learning about the new things, about the Instagram, and of course, new tech is going to keep coming out. We can continue to learn about those, but if it's working for you on Facebook, work on Facebook.
Absolutely.
It would be like
stop
a
there.
restaurant that was constantly busy and you decide I'm going to move it out here in the woods to same, like it wouldn't work. So stay where you're growing. One thing, messaging straight from stories raises your views. Okay. That's good to know. Amber Kidd posted that. And I know she has a lot of success over there on Instagram. Does anybody have any more questions for Sue? Sue, I want to thank you so much. This was a fantastic call. It really was. And I mean, I love all of our speakers and all that we do, but I don't say that about just every call. It really was so good. I got a lot from it. So thank you so very much. I'm excited to see you in just a couple weeks. So
me too. See y'all at convention. Can't wait. Thanks, Amber.
Right, I'm gonna address something I said at the beginning that some of y'all had some questions on. The VIPs save $20. So here's the deal with that. And you guys probably already know it was just how I worded it. New VIPs can save $10 this month off their order of 100 or more by using the code GIVE10. And then they get a $10 product credit to use in July. So I was just reading the title of everything. I didn't go into all the details. So that's the $20. They get $10 to then spend next month, which is pretty cool. I absolutely love that. Okay, I want to go ahead and close this out in prayer. Sue, again, thank you so much. And thank all of you guys for getting on. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this night. Lord, I thank you for Sue. I thank you for her friendship. And Lord, I just thank you for her willingness to do this call. Lord, I thank you for every person on this call and every person on our team. I pray that you will bless us, bless our businesses. Lord, I believe that you want us to ask you to bless us. And Lord, we are asking for big things this month and through the remainder of this year. God, we know you can do it. We love you and we thank you and praise you for all that you are. In your name, amen. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye. I'll post this call soon.